Welcome everyone to the Battlefield 1 podcast. Fucking enjoy it.
Wow, nice intro.
Was that good?
Okay, let's
Did that work great?
okay, let's roll with that. I don't care anymore. I just want to talk about Battlefield. That's all I care about. So anyway, welcome whoever knows about us. Back in the day, we were doing a podcast named Battlefield 1 Podcast. So it was a podcast name way before Battlefield 1 was announced. So we
You can look that up too if you don't believe it.
Yeah, so to our new people that joining thinking, what the fuck is this shit? Why there's like four talking heads talking about random nonsense, and since when this podcast on my channel? Well, for the new people, I've always been doing podcasts since... How long we been doing the Battlefield 1 podcast? Since 2000... It's been 3 years, it's been 3 years.
Right around when CT launched.
2015.
Yeah, so the first time we ever did a Battlefield 1 podcast was back in 2015, and now we put the podcast back to rest. We put the podcast to rest back a year ago, literally a year ago, and because
the point of it all is we're back now because Battlefield 5 was fucking announced yesterday, and we have shit we need to say. So
yeah, we don't have a plot. Twitter is horrible for conversations. Reddit is a salt mine. And YouTube is basically the only way we can actually talk about something without being judged. People are gonna judge, I don't care. It's our opinions, but whatever. We need a platform to talk about stuff.
Oh, and please note, we're not game changers, and we never really were.
Well, okay. I was at the event, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna rip a new asshole if I have to.
Everything is a salt mine right now, just saying.
Anyway, okay, so all the intros and everything out of the way. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about Battlefield 5, about this new game that's coming out this October, and there's a lot of opinions about it. So, trailer reactions. I was at the event. I'm gonna probably speak last because I have a lot of things to say. So, to you guys that were not at the event, outside the event, were watching on the live stream like everyone else, what's your first reaction to the trailer? Anyone can go first. I don't care who goes first.
Very professional.
Professional as hell. Okay, go on. Ray, you go. You brought first.
I actually didn't even watch the live stream or anything. I just caught the trailer.
Yeah, trailer. Don't ignore the live stream. Just watch the trailer.
And then made the horrible mistake of scrolling down, but we'll get to that later. I want more gameplay, like I always do with my trailers. You know how I like my trailers. Why was that? I mean, it wasn't bad. It needed to be what it did, but it didn't show enough. And from what I hear, they showed the goodies to behind the stage and stuff like that, and that kind of bothers me too as well. But I'm waiting for more things to come out before I judge the game entirely on trailers. Now, gameplay and stuff and all that, those changes, again, things we'll get to later. That's where my bread and butter of talking goes. The trailer was cool.
Okay, what else I want to think about the trailer? Be honest. Andre, let's go with you.
Oh, okay. Well, I liked the trailer. My initial reaction was, what the fuck is that? I actually rewatched it 8 times already. I still think it's good. I mean, I got a Bad Company feeling from it.
Yep, I got that too.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, but like Ray said, I want more gameplay. I want to see more of it. And
Fun thing, all they showed was actually possible in gameplay. That's what I was told. So everything they showed in the trailer was literally gameplay, but just scripted gameplay.
Okay, so basically that's just like an opening scene or an opening starter for like a match. Because I noticed that scorecard up at the top was quite full when that finally popped up. So, I mean, is that just like an intro that only some players
the scoreboard is, in terms of conquest, the scoreboard is going down now, not up.
Well, okay, but still, it was still pretty close to both being full. So,
Like the start, yeah, well,
like
the starting.
beginning of a match.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but all it was all prescripted, yes, but it's all possible in gameplay apparently. That's what I was told. All of it was basically gameplay, but just scripted gameplay basically, for the trailer, obviously. That's what I was told. Dark, what do you think about the trailer?
So, I mean, I skipped like I watched the live stream footage on YouTube after the live stream, and basically skipped through it because I found a lot of it awful, boring, corporate advertising stuff, and I'm not a great fan of
You're
that.
not wrong.
Yeah, and so I don't know if I've seen everything, and I don't know whether what I've seen is the trailer, but it it had some in-game footage, and it seems to be the stuff that everyone's going crazy about. My impression of it was that it seemed they just didn't seem to be a lot of like actual gameplay footage, and like there was like when they say this is all possible in the game. Well, yeah, I guess maybe, but it seemed like they had cherry picked a scene and possibly made it seem more dramatic than you get in your standard Battlefield gameplay, and so I think the trailer probably wasn't reflective of your actual experience, and it just doesn't tell me a lot about what the game's going to be about. So I thought I'm excited about the fact that it's it's in World War II. We already knew that. But other than that, I can't hold an opinion at this point based on only what was in that trailer.
All right. Well, I was at the event. I was there at the studio and everything. I was like hoping for a miracle it's not gonna be World War II, but surprise, World War II. Because if anyone actually follows me on Twitter, you guys, or even listen to the podcast back in the day, even if you listen to Battlefield 1 podcast, you know how many times I told you that I'm not a fan of World War II. I don't look forward to World War II, but I'm open-minded and I'm always interested what they're gonna show, because I mean, I'm not gonna deny a good game a chance just because I don't like the setting. That's a wrong way to approach any video game. That being said, when I watched the trailer, no, actually, not in the trailer. I'll begin not with the trailer. I'll begin with all the live stream to begin with. Okay, presentation was fine. I mean, puny, punny, whatever you want to call them, jokes, fine. I don't care about them. I laughed at them because some of them I find quite funny because I love puns. I love horrible puns, so don't judge me. Presentation was fine. Everything was fine. But I do agree with Dark that everything was just really corporate. It was minimal information. There was nothing that a veteran player would care. Maybe a new player would care. And I think the idea was of the live stream is just to introduce. This was like an introduction to the new players that haven't played Battlefield, I guess. Same story we had back in Battlefield 4 and Hardline in Battlefield 1.
I was gonna say we've heard this a bazillion times.
We talked about the podcast. Yeah, we talked about this in the podcast back in the day. It was the same conversation. All these live streams, all these trailers, and all like that. These are for the new players that never touched Battlefield and its introduction to the Battlefield. We've been here, same story, nothing new. What disappointed me most about this whole live stream thing is that the game changers. They had like an event before. I'm a game changer, but I'm a low tier game changer. Like I'm just a guy. I'm not like a legit. I don't know. I wasn't like that game changer that was on the. I'm not that special. Basically, I was on that list.
What? You're a game changer.
Please don't do that.
Okay, basically there was a game changer. There was a game changer event like day prior before the reveal. And they had like a 3-hour session there. They talked about the gameplay changes. They talked about the game modes, how the game is gonna function, and all that. All the juicy bits, all the juicy bits that you actually want to hear. But all that was never mentioned in the live stream. It was like skimmed to like really basic garbage that we hear on every live stream, every presentation.
I didn't really have to watch it, but I can pretty much guess how it went.
Yeah.
We're here to present a product, and this is how this product is going to revamp the industry, and the industry's going to feel it, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be awesome. Here's the trailer, shows trailer. Wasn't that trailer awesome? If you saw in that trailer there that was awesome and awesomeness, we're going to revamp the genre with things and do things and awesome things, but we're not going to tell you yet.
Yeah, wait for EA Play. So that's the thing. Here's the thing. On the live stream, it was so pre-scripted and everything, and there was no information. I don't think it's scripted, but there was literally no information for players to digest. But then videos comes out from the game changers. I had a 3-hour session about the game because they were talking to developers for 3 hours about it. And suddenly you have these videos from game changers that explain all the game mechanics much better than the fucking live stream by DICE.
Yeah, I noticed that really quickly too. That was real quick. My phone lit up with all those notifications because I just searched Battlefield 5 to find the trailer and went, oh wow, that cropped up quick.
I was on the live stream checking my, like, after the live stream ended, I'm checking my phone and I see already a lot of videos from like Jack Frags and everything explaining how the gameplay mechanics work, and there's a lot of information that could be easily used for the live stream to like actually explain the game. Like, sure, the live stream was only half an hour, but I think you could expand for another hour, like for another half an hour to make it an hour, and you could explain all the mechanics that Jack Frags explained in this video. And the catch is, all those like the trailer itself was a bit underwhelming. I think the trailer was great, but it wasn't a great reveal trailer. It will probably will be a real amazing EA Play trailer. That being said,
speaking of EA Play, I'm sure that's why we got such minimal information.
Probably.
It's all about EA Play. Everyone got a taste now. Now, if you want hands-on, go to EA Play and E3 and.
But that being said, all the details Jack Frags said in his video about the gameplay mechanics and all like that, all of it sounds fucking awesome. Really fucking awesome. But the trailer itself, it was your typical explosions everywhere, cram this, put everything into one, like every fucking gameplay feature put in a minute-long video, and you have to digest this like a freaking madman. Veterans will get it, but new players are like, what the fuck? I was expecting a World War II game, and I got World War II game, a really colorful World War II game with females, everything, whatever. We can talk about the female thing later, because I know some people triggered, and I will explain why it's stupid and stuff, but never mind. All the gameplay details sound amazing, and I'm not gonna say what gameplay details, because everyone's gonna be bored, I guess, but go watch Jack Frags video, or go on Reddit and find those details, because that sounds amazing. It sounds like an amazing Battlefield game that is being made. It sounds like a Battlefield 2 game, like Battlefield 2 remaster, but in a different setting, like same setting, but redefined, made modern.
I don't know why they didn't just call it Battlefield 2. It would have been fine.
The name itself triggers me, the shit on me. Battlefield 5. I refuse to call this game Battlefield 5. I refuse to call this Battlefield. I'll call it like Dark calls it Battlefield V, because I want a true sequel to BF4, not this. But well, that is just the name. But it's
could I just call it Battlefield 1945?
Sure, whatever you can.
Yeah.
But whatever.
So many war years left.
But who cares about the fucking name? The thing is, I'm just trying to say, gameplay, the details that were told by the game changers, all the YouTubers that got the chance to actually see it and like hear the details, that sounds amazing. But the trailer itself is not showing that, and the live stream itself, it wasn't that engaging to begin with. It was underwhelming. It like they don't complement each other, and that's a fucking big thing. If they're not gonna deliver at EA Play, it's gonna bite them in the ass in the long run when the game is gonna come out, because all they're gonna relate to the Battlefield 1 fucking trailer, and they're gonna relate to this thinking, oh, this wasn't as good as the Battlefield 1 trailer back in 2 years ago. And speaking of that, people are really triggered about the fucking female on the cover, which is fucking stupid. But
I don't want to harp on that.
Yeah, I don't want to harp on it like real stupid. I'm just gonna say this: people that bitch that. Okay, I'll look at this like in an open mind. Because I said that we need females in the. We need like you have like we should had this option to change your gender and stuff on the battlefield, like, or your soldiers' gender and stuff. We should have this back in BF4. We should have had this back in BF4. No questions asked. Whatever. It's finally here. That's cool. Customization and everything.
Like a lot of the character customization stuff that we have always all harped on. That's finally all coming.
Yeah, it's fine. It's finally for all 3 years of bitching. We finally have the customization, and that's great. And we have females and everything. It's fucking great. I fucking love that. and we have a female soldier on the cover or on the game, and that's awesome. I fucking love it. But I do understand why people are bitching there's a female on the cover, because it's a fucking World War II game. Yes, females did serve in World War II. Yes, they were on the front lines. But I do agree that the game is a bit... I don't mind it's a bit cartoonish, because it gave us like Bad Company feel, and that's great, I love that. But I do agree the game was a bit presented a bit cartoonish, and the live stream and the presentation they said immersive. So there's a bit of like you don't know what you expect. You expect immersive World War II game, but then you get some sort of a cartoonish game. It's cartoonish World War II with a bit alternative with customization and stuff. Like I think Marble Duck said perfectly if I read his tweet. When I read his tweet, it's like someone asked for a cake. Well, there's a cake and anchovies, like, or maybe an anchovy. I don't like anchovies. I'll just go with a cake and a sandwich. No, a cake and ice cream. Let's go. Yeah, let's go ice cream
While
and
you're
cake.
editing, you should go screen cap that tweet and throw that up there on footage.
Yeah, I guess. So the way Marble Duck basically described the whole live stream is that people want cake, but they love anchovies at the same time. It's like they were expecting cake, but they got anchovies. It's nothing wrong with anchovies, but the problem is people were expecting a cake. There's nothing wrong with anchovies. That anchovies are apparently delicious, even though I don't like it, but some people find it delicious. So there's nothing wrong with that, but people were expecting a cake. So, but
that's the actual analogy. That is a horrible analogy.
I'm horrible explaining. I'm a horrible explaining things basically. But people were expecting an immersive World War II game, but instead they got a cartoonish World War II game that is with it's not alternative, but it's more steampunk basically, which is not a bad thing. But I understand why people are bitchy about it, because they were expecting something else.
I mean, I think the thing is, breaking, like, if you look at the character that's in the trailer, like, you probably can't match that character with any actual woman on the front lines in World War II. You know, that her story probably doesn't match up with any of those stories, but those people did exist. So, okay, it's her particular story's something fictional. Now, have other games written fictions that take liberties with certain things in an era such as World War II? Absolutely. Games do crazy things that differ from reality all the time. For instance, Call of Duty's zombies in World War II. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen.
Wolfenstein.
Well, and yeah, there's that too. And nobody bats an eyelid about that. Because we expect it, and we enjoy the crazy hijinks of killing zombies and fighting Nazi super soldiers. And we're okay with that. And it just seems strange to me that people get up in arms about this case. Now, I suppose you can argue that it's different because Battlefield hasn't necessarily strayed into this kind of territory before, which might be an argument that you can.
Well, hold on. If they're going into like a hypothetical technology realm, which hasn't stopped them before, because they did it with Battlefield 4 and they did it with Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
Cover tanks and fucking rail guns and stuff like that. So they could be very well doing the same thing here with World War II.
Yeah, but you can do, like, people can accept that when it's the near future, or we could have fancy things in the near future. But when it's the past and you say you make changes, people are a bit less accepting. My issue with it is that if you're like, hey, this isn't perfect reality, this isn't my thing, okay, absolutely fine, I'm perfectly okay with that. Thing is, I just don't think you should be angry or upset or get really mad at the developers about it and act like it's a big issue that they're politicizing the game or whatever, because people don't get up in arms about the zombies, and it's just like, this is their artistic freedom. They can do what the heck you like, and you can vote with your feet. It's like, you don't have you can be horrible about it, but it's not going to solve anything, and it's not good. So there's my 2 cents on it.
Well, here's the thing. With everyone bitching about historical accuracy and female soldiers, which I obviously fully disagree with the fucking bitching, but I don't think the outcry will be too big if it was a different setting. If it was a different setting, like modern or futuristic, nobody fucking care if a female soldier has a fucking robotic like that hook thingy. Nobody would fucking be bitching about if it was like modern or futuristic, because it's modern, it's fiction, it's future, whatever. Like, you can create stuff because creative liberty is but if it's World War II, suddenly you have a lot of references and a lot of like limited creative choices to make it non-fiction, but it's still fiction. Like, you have references, and people reference those references with that specific setting because it's history after all.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't World War II, it would be a completely different story. Sure, some people will complain that feminism ruined my games, apparently, because women can't play video games, or women can't be represented in video games for some reason. That is fucking stupid. Of course they should, and they always should.
And in which case, if that is your opinion, do feel free in order to print out a new cover for your game and or Photoshop a big, burly, handsome man right in there for that picture for you. And he can hold you at night and stroke you and make you feel comfortable. Okay?
Well, yeah, but if it was... Like, the gameplay changes look promising. Everything the fucking... About the gameplay, about everything they say, like how the guns work, how the revive mechanics work, how the squad system works. You actually, like, when you don't go into the respawn screen when you die, the first thing you see when you die is your squad mates, what they do in third person. And it's much quicker to spawn on your squad members than to do in a respawn screen. That's a huge important feature, like in the respawn screen alone. All the gameplay features that were told in the videos by the game changers, or in Reddit that I read, they're fucking awesome. And even the legacy...
Is it like a fixed thing? Like, you're fixed over the shoulder camera angle if you're the same like perspective as your teammate?
I guess
like 360 look around that.
No,
shit?
somebody said like BF4. Somebody said like BF4.
Oh, okay, that works.
Alright, never mind. There's a lot of good gameplay features being introduced into this game. It's like a Battlefield 2 remastered, just in a different packaging. But it's all being diminished, and people bitch about female soldiers, where they should be excited about the gameplay changes. And that was because of the fucking live stream. It didn't present those gameplay changes. And that's why people bitch. Because it was misrepresented. This whole live stream didn't do justice for this game, and that fucking sucks. So I do hope fucking EA Play delivers, because if it don't, it's gonna bite them in the ass when the game comes out.
I think, I mean, call me a cynic, but I think EA knew, with the current political climate and all that jazz, they knew that people were gonna get mad when they put this out there, and they still put it out there. And I think that the controversy about it all is actually probably making more people aware about the fact that this game exists than they would have otherwise.
Are you trying to infer, Dark, that EA is baiting more controversy after catching a whole shitload of controversy recently? That's madness. But it could fucking work.
I think this is exactly the kind of controversy that they would want. Because, I mean... ultimately, it's not the kind of thing that sticks. I don't think this isn't going to be the kind of thing that people are saying, a year or two or 10, like maybe not 10, 5 down the line. People aren't going to be saying, "Oh, EA is terrible because it put, it did this." It's not going to stick. It's the other stuff that the business practices that people get really mad about. This is nothing. So
Yeah, what's really going to stick is how the monetization goes downwind from release,
and
how everything else goes on that end. Not the whole female on the box art thing. That shit's going to get dropped real quick. And if there are any people out there that are that petty, then I feel really sorry for you. Like, if you're seriously not going to pick up a game because there's a chick on the box art,
I do hope that's not the
if they
case.
don't pick up the game, if they don't pick up the game, I'm gonna be happy because I'll probably.
Yeah, that's
pick up
true.
the
I don't
game.
want to. I don't want to fucking play with people like that, anyways.
Yeah, and I'll be a devil's advocate here because I do want to cover all the points people cover because yeah, people that bitch, oh, women can't be in World War II because they never served or something like that. That's a stupid argument. Go fuck yourself, literally.
Look up history. Who do you think made a lot of the?
Yeah, go fuck yourself. If you think women shouldn't be represented on a game cover or shouldn't be represented in the game, go fuck yourself. Literally, just unfollow my channel. Go fuck yourself. That being said. But
that was fucking cold-blooded.
yeah. But I read some other arguments that actually like legit normal arguments why they disagree with this representation, and it's because it's not true what happened back in World War II. It's not historically accurate. The problem is like people don't have a problem with female representation in video games. If you're making a World War II game, or World War I game in this case, wherever it would be Battlefield 1, we had the same problem back in the day. People complain that it's not historically accurate, even though it's based on more on a historic events and all like that. And people just want a proper historical representation of that. Yes.
I'm sure eventually one will come where you can get your good old-fashioned 100% accurate American fresh-on fucking World War II shoot-'em-up simulator. But in all, so far, what it comes down to, how I feel this game comes down to, is two words. All in all, everywhere, the whole 9 yards. Radical departure. Everything. From what the game has been for the last 2 releases, what it's built up to, the theme of it, the freedoms they're taking of it, everything seems like a big radical departure, and it's not necessarily in a bad way either. There's a lot of changes gameplay wise that I'm reading, or I'm going, okay, this is good, especially where a lot of things were having to resupply and heal yourself, take time and animation now. That's a good thing because now you have to think of where you're going to stop to heal.
The game is much slower. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, that's too. I'm sure it'll slow a lot of things down as people learn to play more cautiously.
No, it's like mechanically, it's designed to be slower than Battlefield 1. It's nothing like Battlefield 1.
I think like going back, looking at the whole argument that people are annoyed that it's not realistic. My question with that is like,
have you played the other Battlefield games?
Were you up in arms at Return to Castle Wolfenstein and the Wolfenstein game that came after that, the old one? The ones that were set back in the past in World War II. They have crazy zany stuff that didn't happen, and people don't seem to bat an eyelid with that. I remember playing Return to Castle Wolfenstein. You fight some Nazi ladies in pretty interesting uniforms. People seem to eat that stuff up.
I think it's the marketing. I think it's because it was marketed as an alternative thing, and Battlefield 1 from the get-go on the live stream said, we're going back to the World War II immersion.
I'm aware, I get that Battlefield hasn't Battlefield obviously isn't the Wolfenstein franchise, and you expect things from the Wolfenstein franchise that you don't expect things from the Battlefield franchise. But that expectation, it's not like, is it immoral to break with that expectation? I don't think so. Is it unfair on the player? I don't necessarily think so. It can be annoying when you're invested in a franchise and you expect another, like the next iteration to be everything that you want it to be, and then suddenly the developer's like, no, I'm going to have it my way. I'm going to do something different. Yeah, I get that's annoying, but it happens, and I can understand that it can be annoying because maybe at that particular time nobody's going to offer you exactly what you want in the same way that they possibly might have. But stuff happens, and I've been disappointed by Battlefield games in many ways, many times over. for actual concrete gameplay reasons, and it's just like, okay, so if you're not happy that it's not pure 100% realism, fair enough. Just why do you have to be a dick about it? That's my bottom line here. Just don't be a dick.
Don't piss in my cornflakes, and I won't piss in yours.
Anyway, I think the actual, as like you said, the actual gameplay stuff's really great. And we were saying about how EA is going to be remembered for its bad business practices or whatever, or bad or good business practices. I think the business practices in this game are really good. Like the whole not having a season pass, that's very interesting. Free maps, that's interesting. Free guns, interesting.
Well,
how does that work?
Here's the thing. I'm really happy there's no season pass. But if anyone read my Twitter or even know me in person, you know how much I was hyped for Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I was literally defending that game before it fucking came out. I was thinking, you know what, guys, I believe the beta was a bit questionable, but I was like, they will nail this game. I'm pretty sure they will nail this game. They learned a lot of stuff. They will nail this game. When it came out, I ripped another fucking asshole towards EA. Not that some people were like, oh, we were attacking developers. No. Nobody was attacking developers. Nobody was attacking people. Yeah, sure, some idiots were attacking people. But I was attacking the idea. I was attacking the company because the way EA and Disney, I guess, Disney has to be playing for this. The way they screwed Star Wars Battlefront 2, it hurts so much right now. And the fucking live service commitment they have for that game right now, it's fucking garbage. Fucking garbage. So, and it's because, they had to redesign the progression system. Well, here's a news dipshit. They shouldn't go with that progression system to begin with, that loot box garbage in the first place. It was their problem. It's not our problem as the consumers to wait for fucking months for some fucking update. What I'm trying to say is, if there's a problem with the live service, whatever happens in Battlefield 5, whatever, any controller, if the game doesn't sell well, or something else happens, or it comes out buggy, that live service thing they promising for the game could be a complete disaster, and we're probably not gonna see a lot of content to begin with, because it's all free. They're not obliged to provide you content.
Yeah, then they're not specifying how much in free content. They're saying free guns. It could be like a gun a month or a gun every 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, in all honesty, what I think it's going to come down to is how much money people throw at them for the cosmetic things. Because clearly that's the only thing that people will accept. If it's just cosmetics, everyone will throw their monies and all that other stuff. So roll with that. Run the economy off of the cosmetic stuff. Make the cosmetic stuff damn good, though. Not cheeky palette swaps that took somebody 5 minutes before their fucking lunch break real quick. And I know how to do these things, guys. You can't play these games with me and go, well, this is a brand new skin. It took hours to do. Well, it looks just like the vanilla skin, but with a different palette on it.
Chewbacca with a fucking armband. 5,000 credits, lads.
Kylo Ren with a goddamn scar. Like, really, all you changed was a face map, a bump map, and a diffuse map, and called it done? You didn't even touch the model.
Here's the thing, it's not even that. Do you know how much they charge for the new skin that came out right now recently with the Han Solo non-solo season? Okay, so that layer skin basically cost 80,000 credits, and 80,000 credits in terms of crystals is 2,000 credits, and 2,000 crystals is basically $20. So for one fucking skin in a fucking video game, they charge you 20 fucking bucks for a fucking skin for Leia.
If they want to do like a skin thing, this is how you do it, and this is how you do it right, because many games have done this. Do it in parts, with parts where you're capable of getting the whole pack of an outfit if a player wants to buy that. Okay, kind of like how the whole card things with Plants vs Zombies works, because that's kind of like a really good way in order to do like a cosmetic thing. Like you get parts to an. Oh wait a minute, PUBG does this shit too. But give the player the ability in order to buy something outright if they want it. Like have people buy random stuff for like, I don't know, $2 or $3, and you can only get this amount of stuff. And then once you've gotten all of that stuff, let the player know that they can't get anything else, or take things out so things like duplicates stop happening. Like, those are things that irritate people in economies like that. You guys are gonna do it, and you guys are gonna fund DLC and further things down the line on it. Stop, look at what's worked and what works right, and go with that. But don't fucking dick your player base over. Obviously, they're not stupid.
Problem is,
Don't know about that.
I do hope they're not gonna overcharge for the cosmetics, something like that, because the way they're charging right now in Battlefront 2, it's fucking abysmal, and I don't support that. I'm sorry.
I would straight up pay $5 for a ghillie suit, but I wouldn't pay any more than that.
Listen, $8 for a skin maximum I can pay right now. I don't care how much effort you put in like that. You have to be more realistic. People can't afford. They can't spend. They can't throw 20 fucking bucks for one fucking skin.
Bills to pay, motherfucker. I ain't got $400 in order
I'm
to
sorry.
buy you games.
If I know gaming is an expensive hobby, but we can't pay $20 for a single fucking skin. I'm sorry, we can't.
It never was.
I
I remember when it wasn't expensive.
Yeah.
And you bought a damn game and you just unlocked everything.
I don't know how ignorant you have to be in the game industry. Sure, I don't work in the game industry. I don't work anyway. I'm not a developer or anything like that. Sure, I understand there's a lot of like work hours are being spent to make these games, but at the same time, I do agree that the AAA market right now is fucking overblown. It can't sustain itself. The games have become too expensive for the reasons we never asked for. Because at the end of the day, we just asked for a good game. Sure, we like pretty graphics, but at the end of the day, the graphics don't fucking sell the game for us. We stay not for the graphics. We stay for the fucking gameplay. The gameplay is garbage, and the horrible microtransactions. I don't mind the microtransactions, that's not the problem. But the problem I have is like the way it's being handled. If it's like $20 for a fucking skin, fuck no. I don't even buy this game then. I don't support that shit. So I'm just saying, if it's priced reasonably and it's actually reasonable and not predatory in terms of monetization, I'm fine. I'll pay you $200 for that shit. I'm not even joking. As long as I see good business practice, I'll pay you all the money I have. That's the thing. I want to support good business practice. I'll give you all the money you want.
Like that. I'm pretty sure most players will be cool with supporting the longevity of a game as long as the game is good. But you can't like publishers and shit can't think that the game is good just because of how well it sells and all that other shit too. Like, if it's got a retained player base and it's going well and it's still kind of bringing money in for you, don't drop it after 3 years.
So I do hope
Keep going with it.
Yeah, I do hope it's not gonna have a BF5. I hope there's gonna be no controversies or anything like that with Battlefield 5. I hope there's gonna be no more. We had enough. That's it. So hope it's gonna be a smooth launch. Trailer's gonna be awesome. Game's gonna be awesome. Everything's gonna be great. But you know what? I know a lot of people that work EA, awesome people that work at EA. But I'm sorry, EA can be fucking fuck themselves sometimes because they're fucking annoying with their fucking business pass. As long as it doesn't go their way, they fucking drop the game dead on. Sure, it's their baby Battlefield. If they lose Battlefield, they're in deep trouble. But I do hope they're not gonna fuck this up with horrible business problems.
FIFA, dude. Like, EA banks on FIFA more so than anything else. Battlefield is another drop in the bucket for them. Well, don't think that. Don't be that arrogant about the franchise. I mean, Battlefield Run as a franchise brings a lot of money in, and it's a good franchise, but it is not EA's bread and butter.
Again, glad that there's no season pass, but they have to monetize it accordingly and responsibly, not fucking predatory as fuck. Like, I don't know. I can't come up with examples now, but as long as it's not predatory, I'm good. I'm happy. I'll support you. I'll pay a lot of money for that, as long as it's not horrible business practices. Okay. Anyone else?
No, the best example, or what a lot more developers could look over at Rainbow Six Siege. I said it a lot because I think that is microtransactions done right. You can unlock the stuff with in-game currency, or you can buy it if you want it immediately. So, yeah. And the weapon skin is like $3, and the most expensive item you can get is elite skin, which is like with 15 euros or something.
Yeah, and that's kind of reasonable, I think. sure. I'm not gonna say Rainbow Six has the perfect monetization system ever, but it's reasonable. It's reasonable.
Yeah, they had some weird stuff, but
Yeah.
There's elements that could be
It's
done right,
custom-
especially with as in depth as the customization as they're talking about
it's
going with the multiplayer on
cosmetics
this game.
only.
Well, they said only cosmetics only for Battlefield 5. But I just... Well, go on.
I'm just the kind of person who just never buys cosmetics ever. You know, if I can avoid a cost, I will. I'm
Well-
a cheapskate.
Well,
You
back in the
Yeah.
day, cosmetics were part of the game. Now it's just like a part of microtransaction thing. But games get more expensive to be made. Okay. Anyone else wants to talk about anything regarding Battlefield 5? I mean, we've been talking for 40 minutes, so you can ramble something for 10 minutes, I guess. Anything that comes to your mind?
Well, I mean, there's been people talking about how, it's they're copying Fortnite, which seems very strange.
Oh yeah, there's some people who compare it to Fortnite. I don't
You
get
were
why.
the first person to mention that because I kind of get like a Fortnite feel to it as well, like with the animations that have to do everything, the stop times, the building.
I don't think you can
Nah,
say
you
that
can't. You
it's-
can't. It's one of the most stupidest things I ever heard. Is Battlefield like Fortnite? No, you fucking morons.
I mean, like the people I'm talking about here have been very negative about it. Like, I believe they were the person I have in mind was referring to them as Fortnite freaks. So they obviously have strong opinions about Fortnite, but I can't necessarily see how this is appealing to the Fortnite player base, given that the same games are so different. Like,
It's the colors, I guess.
is it gonna be a battle royale? I doubt it. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be that surprised.
They were
Wouldn't be that surprised
they
if
were
they crowbarred one in there.
they were talking about operations in the live stream, and the way they were describing the operations is basically it depends how both teams perform. But what caught like I found the most interesting part is the fourth stage. You might not get to the fourth stage because the other team probably won by now, something like that. Like it's like it depends how the teams perform. But if you go to like the fourth stage of the operations, it's gonna be like with limited ammo, you only have one life, and it's like a sudden death at that point.
It's battle royale. Oh no.
So that could be your type of battle royale-ish game mode, I guess, but it's only for like one round. So
Yeah.
so you have really limited ammo and everything like that, and it's basically a sudden death. That's all it is. So that's cool. I kind of like that.
I suppose the other thing that people might think, oh, Battlefield's battle like Fortnite because of that. Apparently, there's that you can construct things now.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Yep.
And I suppose, I don't know, people are thinking that they're going to be building like battle royale. I mean, Fortnite.
Giant, huge fucking towers.
Huge towers.
Yeah.
It won't be like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be far more like if you've ever played with Wolfenstein Enemy Territory back in the day, good times. They had like these points littered around the map where there was something that you could build. You would pull out a pair of pliers and take a pair of pliers to a box of wood and some sandbags and construct an MG nest somehow with pliers. But anyway. You could also like build like footbridges with a pair of pliers and hold stone bridges with a pair of pliers. It's great.
Realism.
Fucking
Yeah.
amazing what pliers can do, huh?
And you could blow them up with dynamite. Except now it's the modern era. We've got Battlefield 4 and destruction, so I guess you can blow it up with anything. Tanks, or grenades. I don't know. I think that's really cool because
It says you can tow like stationary guns behind other vehicles and shit too, and other players can fire out of them. I look forward to that. I want
Yes.
to know Tom
Yeah.
behind them.
Here's the
Fucking
thing.
18 guns, shoot shit.
Here's the thing. Why I'm excited about it's called fortification. Fortification. It's apparently a support class thingy, so you can actually like build stuff. So you can't build stuff anywhere on the map. It's only in pre-designed areas on the flags. So it's for defending all that kind of stuff. And I kind of love that because the problem we have with Battlefield 1 and especially with Battlefield 1, that people just zerk around the flags together in groups. Like 20, 30 people just going for one flag because they have nowhere else to go. With this, they have a reason to stay and defend the flag, because you can actually rebuild defenses, rebuild a wall. You can actually rebuild a building, I heard. So
yeah, there's more reason to actually. It seems to be there's more reason to actually stay on a damn flag.
Yes.
Which I like as well, because like I like digging in and hiding and sneaking up and stabbing people.
that's I fucking looking really forward to that. Just like you capture a flag, you start to build defenses around the flag, and you just defend the flag. You play actually conquest. You don't let the enemy capture the flag.
And that's gonna make for some awesome fucking squad play moments too. So I'm looking forward to a lot of this shit. But like I said, like at the very beginning of this, I want to see more now.
I think the whole construction mechanic is. I've not played it yet, obviously, so I don't know exactly how it works. But it sounds like exactly what Battlefield needs, because we've got these buildings littered around the map, and you can blow up walls, and you can blow up the entire building. Once it's blown up, you can't get it back for the entire round. And you know, some people, like, maybe they can't, you know, back in Battlefield 4 when you had custom servers everywhere, you know, you'd be playing, like, 1,000 tickets, 64-man maps, whatever, you know, things would just get leveled, and then they'd be done, and you'd never be able to have them back.
Or you'd get that asshole in Shanghai at the beginning of the match who just leveled the tower and say fuck everyone, and there are only 47 tickets into said 1,000 ticket match. That's bullshit. I always hated that.
Being able to put those buildings up would like be awesome, because you could still blow up the buildings, and for a moment, like for a good period of time, the building would be gone. But eventually they could fix it again. So, you know, you can level an entire area and then go off and do another thing. But then they can fix it, and then you can come back and do the same thing over and over again. Gameplay, it's great.
You can completely simulate occupation. Come in, level all of the shit, rebuild it, sit, wait until everything's passed, move on. Next army comes in, level shit, repeat.
You're fucking legit for what you experienced right there.
For real, how more immersive do you want, people?
Oh, just wait, they're gonna bitch about the fucking woman building the fucking fortification.
She should be able to lift that brick. There's something wrong there.
Shut up.
Yeah, nobody
I mean,
fucking
Shut
cares.
the fuck up.
Like, are we gonna have maps where maybe the map's divided by some giant canyon or river or something, and you can't get your tanks across, but there's a bridge? You can blow up the bridge, but you can fix the bridge. I mean, we've had fixable bridges before.
Yeah.
So
I want a map where you can build a dam and divert a river and fuck an entire half of the map over.
That'd be interesting, but I don't know if you could do that.
And,
No, you're
well, I
talking.
mean, depending upon where you put the dam, depending upon where you put the dam and how they design the map and everything would depend upon where the water physics send the water. So if the enemy team puts the dam at a certain point of the river, it fucks the other team over really badly. But if the enemy team destroys it and moves their asses down and puts the dam at the other end of the river for some reason, it drains all into the other team's fucking shit. It'd be fucking amazing. It would be like Schrodinger's map. Somehow or another, everything would be downhill. But if fucking figure it out, whatever.
But there's something I'm really not a fan of when I read all the gameplay mechanics and all that. There's two questionable things. One of them was that everything you do requires an interaction by you, the player. So if you want to revive, you have to do like animation, a revive animation. If you want to pick up ammo or health, you have to do animation because interaction. This is the problem I have with. I like that the game, it slows down the game. That's fine. But I do have a problem with games that require me a lot of like static action. Just hold E to teamwork basically. And I'm not a fan of, because it reminds me of like sitting in a mini bird on BF4 free, and you just hold the repair button and apparently you're doing teamwork while the pilot is racking up kills.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you're just holding the fucking repair tool. That's all you have to do while the pilot is racking up all the kills, because teamwork. Apparently holding one button is teamwork.
I want to say this right now for anybody who is possibly wanting to be a YouTuber. When this game comes out, the first person that releases a video of like 7 or 8 people at a team surrounding it by an ammo bag, just fucking reaching in and grabbing constantly, get me that video, because I will laugh my ass off at that. I'm waiting for moments like that, just running up and seeing a whole like 7 or 8 people just standing there reaching in for an ammo bag and then going, That's where the team is.
So
What if it's one person at a time? That'd suck.
Oh, that would suck. Like if only one person can hit an ammo bag at a time, now that would be going.
yeah,
too far.
now you think about it. If it requires interaction, how is it gonna work with multiple people? Are they gonna have gadgets that?
Maybe they just all phase into each other, and it's just like you could get like.
Or fucking frostbite bugs out, and the person who's like behind 7 other people, their arm just stretches out and reaches for the ammo bag.
You know it's gonna happen. You know something's like that gonna happen.
Spaghetti models for days.
It's gonna be it's gonna be like everyone just goes inside each other during the animation. They just all overlap, so you could get like 32 people, a whole team just reaching into one ammo bag at once, and it'd be like this horrible thing with thousands, like hundreds of arms.
Oh, that should be an Easter egg if Julian is listening. Just like if that should be a thing, like has to get everybody on a team to reach into an ammo bag simultaneously, and it all has to be completely fucking simultaneously. And knowing what as crazy as that motherfucker is, he's listening and he'll do it.
Yeah, but he's on holiday right now. But yeah, I have no idea how it's gonna work. I'm not a fan of physical interaction because it's just not because it slows the game down. I think it's just a bit of unnecessary. I have no idea how it's gonna work with multiple people. Like how are you gonna pick up? Like you can't pick up ammo just because there's already one dude standing there blocking your way or something like that, and you die because of that. So I'm not a fan of that. I do hope they fucking change that because I can already see a lot of problems with that. That being said, that was my first problem. The second problem is that you can actually tow items in the game and put them any way you want. So you can put a stationary AA, you can pick it up and you can actually drag it somewhere. I think with a plane or like a helicopter or something. I don't know. Wait, there's no helicopters involved with you, right?
Behind a plane, that is fucking nuts. That should just be like jeeps and shit that can tow like
Wait,
stationary.
there was no helicopters involved with you, right? I'm horrible at this.
No, well,
there were like medevac choppers. And
Yeah, but Vietnam had like helicopters, like Vietnam had Vietnam War had proper helicopters. What would you didn't had? Yeah, my bad. Stupid, I know. But basically, you can take a stationary AA and you can put it anywhere you want. I can already see that being abusive as fuck.
Oh, you mean for like spawn camping?
Anything, I don't know. You take a fucking tank and you put it somewhere in a specific location because you can tow it, or you take a stationary AA that is probably automatic or really OP. You put it next to the fucking enemy respawn base, and you just basically wrap kills every time there's a fucking plane comes up or something like that. Like a fucking Spitfire comes in and just kill it.
So far as to put in automated AA defenses back again, because there was so much hate for that back in BF4 and BF3, and it's just no. I'm pretty sure they'd be smart enough in order to put up some sort of like enemy line system where like, if you deploy something past that point, it's only going to be there for so long, and then it's just going to go poof, get destroyed. That's to kind of counter like spawn camping and stuff like that. Because if you could place like 20 or 30 machine guns outside of a perimeter from where the enemy spawns, that they're pretty much spawn trapped, and that makes for bad game. That makes for bullshit, and I don't think they're gonna allow stuff like that to happen on purpose.
So I do
hope not.
Yeah, I do hope it's this mechanic DICE knows about, and it can't be abused to fucking hell, because it does sound like it can be abused to fucking hell and make every game unenjoyable really seriously. That being said, speaking of spawn trap, I do hope, I know we talked about maps a little bit, but I do hope the maps are not gonna have the same fucking design idea like BF1. BF1 maps, now them are in my top 20 favorite maps. Now them are. Now the DLC maps, now the vanilla maps, now they're my top favorite maps in top 20 Battlefield maps. Now them. I hate Battlefield maps. I just don't like Battlefield maps because all of them are narrow corridors or narrow playing fields. And it just forces you to go to a fucking clusterfuck, and whoever throws the most grenades basically wins. And it's grenade spam, planes flying above, spamming too. It's not enjoyable. The map design, I just don't enjoy Battlefield 1 maps because they just don't work. It's just narrow clusterfuck. And I do hope with this Battlefield 5 game, because it's World War 2, there's a bit more tools and more vehicles and more equipment to do. So I hope it's not gonna be narrow in game design. It's not gonna force you to go to that clusterfuck. I hope.
I didn't like BF1's maps very much. It felt like I was being directed from point to point. Like I wasn't supposed to stay someplace for a while. I don't like maps that kind of make me feel like I have to keep moving. I like maps where I can sit and plot and plan and do things and not just gung ho rush through everything. I come to Battlefield for like tactical gameplay, not fucking mow through everything. That's what Titanfall's for.
Pretty much. I love Titanfall, just saying. Okay, last 2-3 minutes. Anyone wants to say something that haven't been mentioned? Anything?
I think we've beaten on every horse so far.
Well,
I just want to say I'm super hyped.
I'm hyped
Right,
too for once.
Everyone's grumbling about the trailer. I'm like, look at the features. This looks like the best Battlefield since.
it's really squad based.
Ever? I don't
It's really squad based. They're really promoting the squad play, and the gameplay features they are talking about is all about squad gameplay. That's amazing.
see if it works.
We will be the fucking judge of that whole squad gameplay shit. Cause
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
fucking masters of squad gameplay.
Maybe.
Fucking professionals right here.
Hey,
Yeah,
you motherfuckers seen us play Fortnite? No.
It looks
Fortnite. What's up, Andre?
I said the game looks good.
It looks promising, that's what I'm saying, but controversy is completely out of touch. But I blame EA for marketing that the way they did.
I'm too tired to talk right now.
Yeah, it's quite late. Anyway, okay, I think we're gonna end on that. So whoever's actually been listening to this really random out of nowhere, not real Battlefield 1 podcast, thank you for listening. We really appreciate. And if you enjoy, leave comments and everything. What do you like about Battlefield 5? What do you...
comment and subscribe.
Yeah, pretty much. Smash that like button.
Can we get 1,000 likes?
Get a fucking 1,000 likes. Smash that like button to enter a giveaway.
1,000 likes. Andre will be cured of cancer.
Yeah, to enter a fucking giveaway or something like that. I'll check. Maybe
Just kidding, Andre.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'll give you a giveaway. I'll give you a free Reddit account or something like that. I don't know.
Just give away the digital deluxe edition of Battlefield 5.
Says the guy that fucking requested one 2 minutes ago. Well, not 2 minutes, an hour ago.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, you better give it to me.
All good then. But fuck you. I'm not giving you unless I get one.
I want free shit.
I want free shit. I'm so disappointed.
Everyone wants free shit.
I'm disappointed we didn't get free shirts at the event.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Not even good.
I was probably wearing my 2016 reveal shirt that I got. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so that's kind of it. So I kind of said my piece. So if you guys want to say something, I'm good. I'm out. Something. Okay. All right. Podcast is done. Everyone go home. I don't care. That's done.
Bye.
Oof.
Oof.